All right, man, I'm brushing the dust off this thing big time. You can hear a little sloppy there. That ending is supposed to be classic fiddle tune ending. A little out of tune, but that's okay. You know, the mandolin means out of tune in Italian. And most people that play the mandolin say that they spend half their life tuning the mandolin and the other half playing it out of tune. And so I just picked this thing up yesterday to try to start playing more of these fiddle tunes to get my right hand and my left hand back in the groove of flat picking. I've noticed that playing so much electric guitar and so much hybrid picking that I'm starting to lose that down up, power and speed and all that on the acoustic. And so it's funny how that has changed throughout my life. But nothing better than playing some mandolin or acoustic guitar to help your electric guitar playing, because man, you really notice it, man. Hope everybody's first of all, hi. Hope everybody's had a great week out there. It's been a hell of a week here for live music in Nashville, and I'm pumped up. The weather's getting great. Also, I'm reminded daily, multiple times a day, why I still live in this town after 25 years. And it's nights like Tuesday and Wednesday night at the Station Inn with Tim O'Brien and all our old friends there that go back years and years and years. And then yesterday, I've kind of had some free time, and so I went to the park and kind of laid out in the grass on a nice blanket and just kind of just relaxed, man, for a change, which is so nice. And so I got a phone call from a buddy of mine that lives down the street, big music fan, and he goes, "Hey, man, I didn't know if you know this or not, but he goes, I'm going to pick you up at your house at 4:20, and we're going to go to Grimey's record store, which is right up the street here. Taj Mahal was doing an in-store for his new record that he recorded at Leon Russell's studio in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is apparently, I think, is an old church. Don't quote me on that. But we drove right up to Grimey's, parked, walked in. The place was full, but not slam-packed. And we walked right up there and sat and listened to Taj Mahal. Just 2 microphones. He started on the ukulele doing his Calypso blues thing, which I think is so cool. He's a legend. And I've always been a big fan and been listening to his music since I was a little kid. And so just sat and listened to Taj on a beautiful afternoon around 4:30, 5 o'clock up there. And he did, Fishing Blues. He did Queen Bee. He did Catfish Blues. Man, just listen to Taj do about 5 songs, solo acoustic on a resonator guitar was so freaking cool. And so if I have a little clip, I'll put it on the end of this. But man, I wanted to tell you guys a couple things. So first of all, I made a mistake on the last video I did, and I had to correct Tom the other day when we were down at Brett's, but because I said March 1st. Well, March 1st is long gone. The official release date for physical CDs, digital downloads, and pre-sales for the vinyl, because it takes 7 weeks to get vinyl done. So we're in that process right now. It's not going to be that long, but the pre-sales for vinyl, the physical CD orders, and the digital downloads, all 3 of those things will be available on May the 1st. Not March, May the 1st. March 1st is long gone, so we're looking at May the 1st. So thanks for that. Again, guys, just loving everything that's happening here. There's a lot of great momentum and fun stuff happening. Super excited about leaving Tuesday morning to head to New York City to do those 2 nights at the Bitter End with the trio. I'll be up there till the night of the 22nd, and then I'll fly back here for, to jump back in the fire. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, don't forget also that April 4th is when the Chet Atkins record releases, the musician's tribute to Chet Atkins, which I'm lucky to be on that with James Taylor, Eric Clapton, Alison Krauss, Tommy Emmanuel, Brent Mason, Jerry Douglas, Brian Sutton, cast of characters on that. Anyway, so getting to this, I wanted to tell you guys, there's been a couple people that just don't get it on this channel, and they're talking about the quality of the video that I did with Tom, and that was a behind the scenes of the behind the scenes that hasn't even come out yet for some record promotion. So guys, this is just fun stuff that we do. we're not trying to be YouTubers here. If you want those really slick channels and all that stuff, then this is not for you. This is like us in our living room having fun, man, and sharing some stuff with you guys. And the ones that get it, I'm speaking to you right now. We appreciate it. You come and see us in Nashville. We hang out. We make friends. Man, this is a community. And it's a tight knit community. And so to the ones that get it, thank you so much. To the ones that don't, you just got to move on. And I'm probably going to hide you from the channel because we don't want to hear those ridiculous comments. And so anyway, that's enough on that. I want to tell you guys a couple really quick stories that have happened here in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years of living in Nashville, and it's really gotten good, man. I've been working my ass off here for a long time, and we're sitting in a really, really nice, sweet spot right now, with creative freedom and being your own boss and doing all the things you want to do and putting your energy into things that you really love. And so it's really been an interesting trajectory over the past 25 years and learning experience. So, but I do want to share a couple stories with you, and I think you're going to dig these. So this little thing right here has been a lot of fun. But and I will say this, and I've been one of the few people in this town to be able to kind of have respect, both me having the respect and me respecting these people with the bluegrass community, the jazz community, the session community, the live touring community, the artist community, the country community, the rock community. I mean, all these guys. I've been here so long, and I love so many different kinds of music that's the most exciting thing for me, is having developed relationships and being able to jump into the bluegrass world and know all those people, and then jump over to the jazz community and know all those people and all this stuff, and everybody combining and collaborating. It's just a beautiful thing, and there's no better music city than Nashville. So again, folks, a couple quick stories. I was at my apartment on 12 South. I had this amazing apartment that was like this house, really, and it was $575 a month. No, it was $500 a month back in the early 2000s. And my good engineer buddy, David Ferguson, who worked with Johnny Cash for years and years and learned from Cowboy Jack Clement, and he works with Dan Auerbach, and he's the one that introduced me to Dennis Quaid and all these people. And so he's a real character, David Ferguson, and we love him to death. And he's really a badass. And so worked with Rick Rubin and everybody. And so I was over on that apartment that Ferg had introduced me to Mark, introduced me to the fact that Mark Howard, my old buddy, had that apartment for rent. So I'm living there. It's a Sunday morning around 11 o'clock. I'm in my pajamas and I'm laying on the couch watching TV. Probably had a crazy weekend, I'm sure. And I get a phone call from Ferg. Well, when Ferg calls, you always answer the phone. There's a few people that are like that. When the phone rings, you pick it up. Ferg's that guy. So I get a phone call from Ferg. He goes, "Trapp, what are you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm just getting up. I'm laying around on the couch." He goes, "Get your mandolin. I'll pick you up in 20 minutes. And I go, "Okay." Well, that's exactly what you do when Ferg tells you to do that. So I grabbed my mandolin, I threw on some clothes, and sure as shit, he picked me up in front of the house, and we jumped in his old Mercedes, and I said, "All right, Ferg, where are we going? What are we doing?" He goes, "Oh man, we're going over here to Radnor Lake area, Forest Hills." He goes, "Oak Hill, Forest Hills." He goes, "There's a bluegrass picking party over here." He goes, "I want you to get your mandolin to come on over here with me." He goes, "We're gonna have some fun." I went, "Okay." No questions asked. We're driving up, long driveway, beautiful driveway up into the hills by Radnor Lake there, just south of Nashville, about 20 minutes. And all of a sudden we get out of the car and I go, "Ferg, where are we?" And he goes, "Oh man, we're at Steve Winwood's house." He goes, he loves the mandolin and he likes to have a little bluegrass picking party every once in a while. He throws it together. So all of a sudden, here I am walking into Steve Winwood's house with my mandolin, and we sit down and everybody's partying and drinking a few beers, and Pat McLaughlin was there and some of the McCurry brothers, I think, and just a cast of characters hanging out at Steve Winwood's house on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. And I pick out the mandolin, we start playing songs, and Steve's sitting over there with his mandolin, and I got mine, and there's a couple other people hanging out there, and we stayed for a couple hours and then took off. But it was just unbelievable experience. And I didn't remember that story until I heard the big hit that Steve Winwood had, Higher Love. It came on the Pandora radio when we were laying down on the beach in Miami, and I was like, shit, I forgot I was at that guy's house and got to meet him, and I've met him a few times here and there since then. But man, what another amazing story about Nashville. Okay, I got another one. Another time I was invited to go to a party at the McCurrys, Del McCurry, Rob, and Ronnie, and that wonderful band. They're also incredible people, and I've known them for a long time. So I get a call to go to one of their famous picking parties up in Hendersonville, 20 minutes in the other direction, north of Nashville. And they've got a beautiful house there and all this stuff. And so we go out there, and it's you never know who's going to end up at their parties. And so I walk in, I've got my mandolin. It's easy to carry, and it can be heard in a jam session, right? A little bit louder than a guitar. So I go up to the McCurrys. We walk in. We've got some beers. We're drinking. We're hanging out. Everybody's there, and there's a big circle jam in the den, and off to the side of the living room. They have this great den, right? So we're sitting in there, and all of a sudden, the instruments start coming out. Vince Gill's there. Marty Stewart's there. Ronnie McCurry's there. Rob McCurry with the banjo. Mike Bubb was probably playing upright bass or somebody. Ferg maybe. And we all start picking. Well, all of a sudden, before I know it, I look around and we've all got the mandolin. I'm playing the mandolin. Ronnie McCurry's playing the mandolin. Marty Stewart's playing the mandolin. Vince Gill is playing the mandolin. And then guess who's sitting right there with us? John Paul Jones from a little rock and roll band that you guys might know about called Led Zeppelin. And so that was the first time I met anybody from Led Zeppelin. I've been close to Robert Plant, but we're sitting there in the living room at a house party, drinking beers and playing bluegrass songs and listening to these guys sing. I think Jeff White was there also. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going, man, here I am. I've got my little daily mandolin. And I'm playing with Vince Gill, Marty Stewart, John Paul Jones, who was the nicest guy in the world. So he loves the mandolin. So this little thing right here has helped me to experience some pretty amazing things. But that was a great story. And that was a great night, man. John Paul Jones being there was just, for all of us, it was amazing. And he was just as kind and polite and cool as he could possibly be. And of course, everybody there was like respecting him, and he just loves the mandolin, and he loves Nashville, and he loves the bluegrass community, and he loves this instrument. And so it was just fun to sit there and experience that. Anyway, guys, look, I appreciate it. I know this was more of a storytelling thing than a guitar lesson. Some of you won't get it, but some of you will, and those that stick with it, I really appreciate it. It's fun for me to tell these stories. I'm not bragging. I'm not name dropping. This is just my life in this amazing city, man. And I'm lucky to be able to share it with you guys and everybody else. And I'm grateful and appreciative. So, look, guys, thanks a million. Don't forget to mark your calendars. May 1st is the official date for all the things I discussed earlier. And so, again, just thanks. I'm happy to share this stuff. More to come. And let's get these comments going, man. Let's get some engagement going. If I can help you in any way, let me know. Don't forget to check the links, immersion experiences, lessons, courses, the whole 9 yards. We're going gangbusters. We're scheduling like crazy. Nobody's ever turned down an immersion experience. Every time I do the consultation calls, these people are like, man, we're in. And so let's do some more. All right, guys, thanks a bunch. Cheers. All right.